Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Unfavourable matchup series. This won't be like live commentary or anything like that. I'm just going to comment over the fights and just explain to you my process as I'm doing these fights. Now I have Jon St-Pierre and I'm fighting a dude named Ball 1996. Now when I realized I was fighting him, I was like, oh wait, let me see if he's changed anything. Alright, he still does the same moving leg kicks. He's trying to get the little hits on. Surprised he didn't go for the takedown. So the first thing is that when you play somebody a lot, there's a certain pattern, certain things that they cycle through, right? So I have Jon St-Pierre. Ideally, my goal would have been to target the body with some body kicks, target the head. But this guy was a really big exploiter with regards to like the slip straight. Like his goal was always to land slip straight, slip straight. Especially when it had a stun, when it was empty. That was supposed to be a double leg, and there was like a slight skip there, which is why I'm doing a little commentary over it. But I wasn't worried at all. No, he's not that good of a grappler. And what I was focused on capitalizing was off the overhand that he throws to try to like reach his way in. If he goes to lead leg kick, overhand, that's a combo I was gonna look to capitalize against. And even though Cormier's grappling is leagues beyond Jon St-Pierre, I believe you can kind of get an armbar from there, and he backs up out because I'm using a little stack guard, and I'm noticing that he's dropping his block, right? So you gotta make this mental note. A lot of people, once they back up to a specific range, they block the body, right? So I saw from that head kick, see that he's always blocking low, and he backs up into step kick range. If you guys notice, there's a different camera angle, it's the medium camera angle. Throwing those leg kicks at punching range and not doing much damage. And every combo that he wants to throw is like a 3-piece, 4-piece, blowing through stamina. Right there, he drops his low block and he goes for an overhand when he's rocked and he's knocked out. It's an unfavorable matchup in the sense of the stats. You know, Cormier and Jones, Gustafsson, they're like the big three that kind of run this division. Johnson as well through the threat of his power, but Jon St-Pierre has a lot of weapons with the front kicks, the side kicks, the oblique kicks, and just devastating head kicks. And against this spazzy Daniel Cormier player, managed to get the knockout early in round 1 off the first rock. Kept note of his tendencies and capitalized accordingly. Next fight, I believe it's going to be with Rampage Jackson. Going through you guys are really big on wanting me to use Rampage Jackson. So one thing I noticed when I looked at his stats, he has 80 leg health. 2, he doesn't. I think he has like boxing level 2 or level 3. 3, he does not have the best moveset. But one big issue I was having when every time I chose Rampage Jackson, I wasn't running into an A+ fighter. I was running into like a fellow B, or I was like running into like Saki, or I was running into somebody where I did have a distinct advantage where it wasn't much of an unfavorable matchup. So that was the really tough part about trying to get a good fight with Jackson. I won all those fights, ran into a decent Saki, Rasta Rever and stuff like that, and I subbed him. But I couldn't upload that because it wasn't an unfavorable matchup for me, you know. But against Jones, this is definitely an unfavorable matchup. Now against Jones players, I'm always ready to sidestep. And with beating Jon Jones players, right, you do not want to give them any range. Right there, the fact he's circling and throwing these strikes. To me, that shows me 2 things. He's not comfortable being in the pocket, and he just wants to play keep away. So with Rampage Jackson, the game plan is to make the fight ugly. You need to see how Rampage fights. Make the fight ugly. I'm not going to outstrike Jon Jones on the feet. Maybe I can after I rack up a bit of damage. And there's a huge stat differential between the two, where even if I deny certain things or try to deny things, he just has a bigger window, you know, way bigger window. They're in the clinch. What I'm doing there, I'm doing those little shoulder bumps to try to disguise the over-under. But you see how quick Jones can just transition? Like even once my over-under was loading up, he already took me down, suplexed the hell out of me. So in half guard with Jackson, knowing that his off the back isn't too good, I'm not going to waste my time trying to transition to full guard because I will give him the option to go to stacked. This guy isn't really doing a good job of disguising his guard passes. Managed to get to backside. And again, I just want to make the fight ugly. I want to just deal a good amount of damage. And he went up. Try to go for the suplex. See, it's a huge difference. When he went for the suplex against me, he bombed me. When I went for it, it was so slow. To me, it's crazy what like doing the series has made me realize how much the stats really affect how good players actually are. You know, a lot of it kind of like hold your hand a little bit when you use a really good player. Like, you know, if you use a guy like McGregor, he has such ridiculous health stats that if you make a mistake on the feet, you know, it'll work on it for yourself. You know, like, oh, you need a hook guy, no worries. I got like a crazy chin, I got crazy health stats. I'm using a guy like Rampage, I'm worried about a lot of things. He's just passing through. Good denial on this dude's part. That was clean. Noticing that he's not going to crucifix. He seems to be more of an opportunistic grappler than anything. He's not willing to engage in the grappling, but if the grappling comes to him, he's more than willing to, like, you know, try to capitalize off of it. Deny that. Jones could be, I tried it again, I don't know why I tried it again. Jones could be the bane of everyone's existence in this game because he has so many good tools. So many tools. I pre-denied one way. I think I pre-denied the full guard, and that's why he got that free backside. But he's just devastatingly good everywhere. His knees, I think, are what, level 2, level 3, so, you know, that when people complain, oh, he's knee spamming, stuff like that, blah, blah. It's tough if you don't have a fighter that can capitalize on his sole weakness, which is the boxing range.
And here's a nice shot, lands perfectly.
You see right there, I didn't give him any space. I didn't respect the space that he had. I immediately crowded him with punches. And you know, at first he tried to like go with the whole long range. He tried to push me immediately, but immediately this dude got really defensive. So I kept that no. I'm like, all right, he doesn't want to look. He's just waiting. He's just circling, and he throws off a knee.
Absolutely, Joe.
With all the tools available to Jon's disposal, if this is how you're gonna use him, right? If this is how you're gonna use him, just wait, circle, back up, and then throw knees. It's kind of lame. There's so many more opportunities you can do with this player. Yeah, I actually pre-denied the opposite direction of that full guard bump, so that was good on this guy's part. So again, like, I don't see why this dude isn't utilizing more of Jon's moveset. Like, could use the side kicks. I don't know if he even knows I even sidestepped that first kick. Could do more of the rangy punches, try to get me, you know, manipulate my block a little bit, get me blocking low, blocking high, but instead he's just content to like back away, and now he's back to grappling. It's weird because he's doing things that don't show me that he's a good player. Like, he let me get up there, but he just didn't know how to stop it. But in the clinch, he seems to know his stuff. So again, I don't like the space I'm giving him here. Definitely could, but at the same time, I was a little bit cognizant of the knee. See, he's throwing like a circling knee, so that makes it a little bit harder to catch. And he's going elbow knee. But notice how, like, it's a 3-round fight. If this was a 5-round fight, I'd be a little bit more concerned. But he's dealing virtually no damage to my head. His entire focus is on my body. The takedown on his part. And he's having a hard time denying that half guard momentum transition there. I usually go for that a lot. Against certain people, I won't do it. I'll wait a little bit. Let's go up. We might grapple advantage high. Go for the armbar. Why not? Oh my God! It's not good. Submission stat is definitely not good. If there's one thing I realized with playing these with these lower rated characters, my time management of the clock has gotten a lot better. Right, if I get to a certain position, I'm looking at the clock. I'm just making sure that I manage the clock accordingly. Like, all right, I got a minute left right now. I don't want this guy to get back on his feet and potentially land something spinning, hurt me, body rock me. And if there's one thing I can try to capitalize on, it's the fact that he's throwing that knee elbow. It was in my mind as I was in the clinch here. I'm like, if I could just overwhelm him with some pressure. I don't think he knows how to really box with Jones. He's just relying on those two things. There, I should have gone for the judo throw, not the double unders. But time, my stamina was way too low. It wasn't smart on my part. Here's something key that I want you guys to notice. Watch right here. Right, I blocked. He denied it, right? He got the rock. My head health flashed, but I didn't lose any head health. So there's like, for some reason, there's like a misconception that, like, oh, you get rocked in your head, that means you lost a lot of health. In a clinch specifically, you get stunned, but you don't lose a lot of health.
Last round, guys. You ready? You ready? Let's go. Third round underway.
So this time I'm going to crowd him. I'm going to crowd him with punches, throwing 3-4 pieces. I have 4 minutes to work. Yeah. See this? He's just throwing knee, elbow, and he's waiting for the end of my 2-piece combination. Look at him. He's knee in the air. This is sad. Marshall would be ripping his hair out of his head if you saw this guy use Jones. And I was teeing off gradual damage on his shin. Gradual damage. Now here he gets the body rock, but I already know by the way this guy's playing, he doesn't know how to go to the body in a smart way. It's just hopeful striking. This is what I call it. Hopeful striking. He's just hoping to get something. Nothing's being set up. I'm going to just forward into my punching range. Oh, he fires off another knee elbow. I don't care. I do not care about your knees. Maybe I'll take you down on the next one. Maybe I won't. But I don't care. Rock him again. And he spazzes out a little bit due to my low stand. Look at that. Look, he's just spazzing all over the place with the superior fighter. Punching the air. Circling with the knee and elbow. Take him down. I'm going to chill out a little bit. Really sad. Really sad. There was a slight delay. I think this guy was like a 2-bar for me. Because again, I couldn't really find any good fights with Jackson. Every like 5-bar or 4-bar that I took, the guy was using like a B fighter or jail center or something. No. Just teeing up on the body a little bit, even things out, trying to kill stamina if he were to try and get back on the feet. Notice how I'm mixing up my strikes. There I could have almost finished him, but he got enough GA. When you block strikes, you get grapple advantage. You see right here, there's 2 minutes left, and this guy's still just waiting for me to come in. In hindsight, I guess they didn't want to risk anything. I didn't want to risk anything. And I risked it going to a decision. But I knew his chin was hurt. There he had hit me with a head kick. But again, it didn't do enough damage. Just doing like single shots. He thinks he's employing a single shot high variance, but he's really doing a terrible job. And he's rocked. My stamina's low there, so I gotta be careful. Watch, I'm gonna circle him. Against the cage. And the fight is over. When I get somebody rocked against the cage, if I want that uppercut to knock them out on the way down instead of getting that animation, the 4th strike is gonna be the uppercut. If the 3rd strike drops him, the 4th strike has to be the uppercut. So now we can get that auto KO against the cage because it's on the way down and the vulnerability is increased. Watch, he's going to hook, drops him, uppercut finishes him.
Let's take a look at that again.
And the hook breaks the block, causes him to fall, and the uppercut just takes his soul.
Look at this.
So managed to make the fight ugly. I had to completely disregard what this guy was doing. I brought it to attention, but I didn't let it shut myself down. I didn't shut down my own offense just because this guy was throwing knee, elbow. All it told me is that this guy is not a good player. He's just choosing an A+ fighter, trying to circle away with knees and elbows. Nothing special. Got the double Rampage Jackson. Now we're going to be on to this next fight. Michael Johnson. The guy I'm fighting is actually a friend of mine. We done a few quick fights out there. I think he won like 2, I won like 5. He's really good. I respect his consistency with his pressure, and when he hurts you, like he's coming to finish. He's not waiting around. He's immediately ready to throw a combination to destroy your block. So he always chooses like an A or A+ fighter. You know, the best striker in the division. How you play is how you play it. See right there, instead of following up with 1 strike against the counter, I followed up with 3, and good clinch there. Now, what I noticed immediately, the moment he got me in a clinch, he moved me in very subtle fashion. He used the left stick for locomotion in the clinch. If you guys want a video on that, I'll show you, but I don't want to grapple with Ferg, so I want to keep this fight on the feet. And what AK does really well is that he adjusts to your defense with his offense. So if he sees that you're pulling the hook, he'll keep it at like a 1-2 kind of beat, and then he'll catch you with the next combination. So it's like a 1-2, pauses and goes. Now I was very surprised that he was grappling, but watch right here. You see this? It's a very small pull, and then he goes through the transition. The purpose of him doing this locomotion with the clinch, like the whole purpose of it, is to get you to try to deny transition and then he can get a free transition because you mistimed a block. Block that. Break out of there. Trying to catch with the knee bar. I was surprised that he was trying to force the grappling so much. Being he had a superior grappler. I was also surprised that hook hit me there. Yeah, I didn't get what happened there. I don't know how the clinch reached me there. You see that he's very subtle, just moving me in the clinch. Not a lot of people use this, so this is really good on his part. See that? He's trying to move me. They fall for it. Take him down. Yeah, I don't want to be on the ground with Ferguson. I was taking him down just to get him off me. With Johnson, what I don't like is that his perks don't suit him. What I mean by that is that he has like grappling-based perks. And he's really a fluid striker. Yes, he was a wrestler in college for a JUCO, but his hands are really good. Yeah, that's 1-2. What he's looking for is a reaction from me. Now, through that head kick, so used to throwing a front kick, I threw a head kick. So that's a little habit I have to fix. You see the variety of combos he's throwing? They're all cycled from the same thing. And there I almost fell for the same thing again, so I realized, alright, he's timing the head kick. And then he's doing a moving slip, hook, uppercut. My theory on why he started doing that, when I played him, we were doing quick fights. He was doing slip, straight lead, uppercut. And I was slipping the straight. And then it stopped. Then I'd rock him when he went for the uppercut. So I guess the adjustment he made to it now is to follow up with a slip lead hook. But managed to get a rock there. He got overzealous with the boxing combo. And then I didn't want to trade there with Ferguson, so I stopped my combination. There I pulled his combination that came after the pull. Jab straight, lead uppercut straight. Yeah, so relatively good round. Managed to stifle the offense right there of Ferguson. Got stunned, but more so of a mistake on my part. Good timing on his part. He's got to keep it moving. And immediately noticed that his stamina's low. But though his timing on that slip straight is really good. Like the moving slip especially. Those things are devastating. And he clinches me again.
And now he's got that tie clinch.
Nope. With the elbow rock. There's gradual damage. See that? When I pull, I don't, especially because I'm fighting Ferguson, I'm making sure if I counter him, it's too smart on his part. If I counter Ferguson, I want to follow up with more than one shot. It just can't be counter, one shot, and then like look at my handiwork. I gotta counter, and then follow up with that counter with more damage. Kill the body. Yeah, I didn't counter, I'm just killing his stamina. And I'm keeping a mental note of how his character kind of fatigues out of a combination. I'm making sure I'm keeping my defense tight. I noticed that when I start pulling, he starts to lead with the jab straight to try to catch me as my head is back, because if you throw a moving straight, he'll catch you as you try to pull. Just wait it out. He's trying to bait me into that moving slip hooks, lead uppercut.
He's doing a great job of blocking things here.
This is a really good fight. Like watching this back now, this is a really good fight because he's making reads too. He's like adamant about getting specific things. With Johnson, his box is solid. He doesn't have any Muay Thai combinations or anything kickboxing wise, but yeah, solid boxing. I'll give him that. I just wish that his perks, you know, maybe if he had fluidity or like heavy hooks or more striking based perks. I was trying to do the moving slip straight myself. Trying to beat it out of him. And then you see when he sees me slip, he tries to go for that elbow, trying to get me to slip into the elbow.
Throwing that jab now again, the fighter evades.
Again. Yeah, probably could have shot for a little single, but he's always blocking his head. And then he rocked me. He finally got me with the slip hook. But look, his stamina's low. Because I knew that thing did drop me, and he followed up immediately with that jab straight head kick. I knew his stamina had to be low, so I took him down. I recognize there's a minute left. Once it gets to about like 30 seconds, I know there's no possible way for me to get subbed in 30 seconds. We fake.
Ferguson's got a bruise starting to appear on that right side of his body now.
Get stacked.
And busy as he looks to improve position.
Trying to get the momentum guillotine. Nope. Couldn't do it. But there's about 14 seconds left, so I don't really have to be too careful what I do here. I can't really get sub from here.
Landing some big punches from this position.
Good round, good round. He finally got me with that slip hook. Now, I'll give him credit, man. He didn't stop doing it when he saw I was trying to counter it.
Perfectly.
Striking in that round's pretty good. I still got rocked, but the game tells me I'm ahead. Now, you already know what I say when I hear that the game says I'm ahead. I always assume that it's lying and that I'm down, or maybe if it's 1-1. But I see that his stamina's low, so I mean, any counter I nail him with is going to be a lot harder. And I made a general read on what he tries to throw. Feints the flying knee. Jab, jab, leg kick. I'm not concerned about leg kicks in round 3. There's a good check hook. Staying in his face. Trying to draw out some more shots. Rock him hard there and there. It skips a little bit, but he threw jab, uppercut, hook, and I was in the proper range. I pulled the lead hook, landed a straight, and it did devastating damage against the cage, and I got the KO with Michael Johnson. It's a shame with Michael Johnson because he's definitely shown that he is of the cream of the crop in the division when he's at his best, but the inconsistencies are what kill him. I feel like after the Khabib fight, he really started to doubt himself with regards to the grappling. You saw his fight against Stevie. I thought he won that fight, at worst a draw, but once he got taken down, he didn't make any effort to try to get right back up. He kind of just stayed there. And I really hope this guy, Michael Johnson, really finds a way to put it together and give it one more shot, at least getting into like the top 5 and making a title run. Man has all the talent, man. But he's a really solid beat. I think out of all the guys I've used so far, he's a really solid beat. Ovince Prue's another good beat, but him and Johnson, they have really good movesets, boxing-wise for Johnson, and moveset-wise for Ovince Prue. So definitely try them both out. I won't say the same about Jackson, but one more fight, and I'm going with Uriah Hall. And my game plan for this fight against the GSP is to be a little bit consistent. So with Uriah Hall, same thing with Johnson. They struggled with consistency throughout the careers. Uriah Hall's finally hitting a stride again, but you never know with that guy. And with Uriah Hall, if there was one thing I saw in the Paulo Costa fight, he was nailing Costa with that jab. I mean, it was like a piston. Like, he was just bop, 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 hitting him. And I think his jab's a level 3. I didn't get a time to check, but based on the animation and how I see it hit people, it's a level 3. And against a GSP player, I really don't want to get taken down, but I don't think his takedown defense stat was too high. Guy I'm fighting is a dude who's comes around my streams a lot. Honey Badger comes around Heave streams a lot. He's gotten better. He gets better every time I fight him. So I know he's gonna try and make reads on me, and I'm gonna try and make reads on him. So game plan with Uriah Hall was to stay consistent. Don't be like Uriah Hall in real life. Don't be consistent. Beat the jab. Try to see if he had a sidekick there. And with Uriah Hall, I don't want against the GSP player. I want to stay. I want to control the center of the octagon. I'm also aware that after the rear straight from GSP, that was weird, that he can follow up with a side kick, so I'm ready to sidestep that. And I thought that body kick should do a lot more damage. Now, he went immediately, so that's a little thing. You could preload that double leg when you get to the drive and takedown. And here I'm in a little bit of trouble. I wasn't timing my undeniable fakes right. I was doing like the regular fakes, trying to mitigate damage. I don't want to get hurt here. I was like, oh man, I'm in a bad spot. But managed to time my undeniable fakes correctly. Notice that the bar isn't filling up there, and then I finally got out of that bad position. Fake the armbar there. Hit the undeniable fake there again. It got to half guard. And I don't have to pass. If you have the guy who's not as good as a grappler as the other dude, I don't have to pass here. But I did, because I'm stubborn. And I like to prove a point, but if I get back to half guard, I believe I get back up. Could have got a free get up here. But against it. Yeah, Uriah Hall's another guy inconsistent. He knocked out Gegard Mousasi bad with that spinning kick, and then he lost to him really bad in a rematch.
And he landed the right hand there.
But things have been looking up for Uriah as of lately. It's been looking up. Actually, speaking of looking up, the ref stood me up. Back in the space that I want to be in. So my goal is to have Honey Badger overreact. Right, I want him. He's trying to fire back, and I'm playing like a little game of footsie. Like I'm stepping into range, and I'm not there. See that? Stepping barely out of range. Jabbing him like Uriah Hall did to Costa. The leg kick. The time the leg kick his jab, and now he's too close. Uriah's a really smooth jab. Like I'm keeping a note of my head health, right? I'm not exchanging any big exchanges. I'm letting it recover all the way. Keeping everything safe with the jab. Man, a good pull counter there.
That one hurt.
Also the broken jab body shit combo. Side kick. Also go for it again. And then pull. So, just picking my shots accordingly. And I'm just going to capitalize. I'm going to be precise. I want him to be overreacting to the jab. See, his face is already bloodied up. I'm fine. His face is bloody right now. Goes for the single leg at the end of the round. It's denied.
Here's a body kick.
So, relatively solid round.
Here's a powerful leg kick.
Uriah, like he has some like crazy stuff, but I can't risk a lot of the flashy stuff that he likes to do against this player just yet. But the game tells me great round. The strike is going great for me. I've been dealing a lot of damage in the striking exchanges. Subtle. It's a 5-round fight. So with Uriah, I want to be consistent. Don't blow my load out trying to finish him right away. Be cognizant of the GSP player's grappling. And if the finish is there, the finish is going to be there. If it's not going to be there, I'm not going to rush it. Stay on this relatively the same. There's a side kick. He's firing back when I whiff. Keeping things safe. Keeping all my shots safe. Just throwing the jab, pumping it out there. Now he's punching that air. He's whiffing that air right now.
George landing some serious body shots.
Powerful leg kick to interrupt the zone. No. That little crafty trick. The first guy I fought, Samoa 1996. He likes that leg kick reaction takedown. But I'm a little bit petty, so. And then that's the right way to turn the inside leg kick. Against the jab. Too close. But yeah, he tried to do that leg kick reaction. Takedown. And there I could not take down counter that. I think it was like full GA because he checked the kick. So usually you can take down counter, but there I really couldn't. Waited a second there before transitioning. Managed to get out. Oh man, when you have GSP on top of you, I was definitely like, oh man, I hope I don't get caught in like a sub or something like that. Just waiting it out. It's kind of easy to stall for this position, but at the same time, it's not. If you strike as the guy on top, and you disguise your transitions well using your strikes, it's easier for you to pass. You see he's throwing all these fakes. I did not buy a single one of those fakes. The one that took longer than a second, that's how I knew it was a fake. It was the real transition. Ref stands us up. Touch him up. And he's picking him apart. I'm making sure I'm not moving forward with my strikes. I'm planting and throwing my strikes. Nope. Just to be petty, I take him down. I wasn't really trying to like do anything with this takedown. Really just kind of stall out the clock. Mitigate whatever damage he could potentially do to me on the feet. And I'm noticing that he's not making an effort to try to get out from this position. So why am I going to transition with Uriah Hall and risk getting reversed? The ref's going to stand us up to slow things down, keep him thinking.
inside leg kick there.
Chappy leg kick.
Combination
Try to go
so
for the
far
side kick there.
from both men.
Doing a real nice job with those leg kicks.
Switch my stance there to kind of screw him up.
And largely succeeded.
Trying to go for the push. Good swing. He should have shot for the takedown right there. When he swayed the strike.
How clean is that jab by GSP?
See, that's called risk management right there. I didn't throw that spinning body. I threw it once in round 1, and I threw it once again.
On a single leg here.
And at the around the end of the round, he tries to shoot one more time. Try to take it down. Didn't work.
Taking the clinch there is good by Hulk.
Ah, screw it. Why not?
Nice knee to the body by George.
Well, these hook shots, Joe, are really starting to pile up. Another one landed there by Hulk. Listen.
Watch your stamina. Stamina's low. That may be true, but the damage is there.
All right, here we go with this third round of this championship fight. All right, so the next
And
round
then
is
right now I feel more comfortable planning. I have an idea of what his patterns are.
Don't get me wrong, Joe. Both fighters had their
He has to go
moments in this
straight
champion
lead
athlete.
hook or straight uppercut. He's usually followed up with a kick at the end. So I'm going to crowd him with my punches.
Oh, he
Step it
just
ever so slightly out of range.
the high volume of strikes here, not unlike the previous round, Joe.
His body kick there sent me flying across the octagon.
Any indication
But
he
you
is
see those hit
not
reactions from
slowing down
GSP?
whatsoever.
Means my shots are adding up on damage.
Hard leg kick.
When he fades, I'm going to strike against him.
Really good
Off
job.
another straight.
Series of punches.
Already straight.
Oh, and he tags him with the straight, beautifully placed there by GSP.
That
See, out for every fade, I'm going to
is
strike.
much worse.
I'm not going to buy too much in the fade. I'm not going to back up too much either.
Same technique over and over and over again.
I just swing
Very
right there.
good defense on display here.
Off for
Very
D.
good blocks.
Oh, head kick blocked by GSP. He's
The Rock, he tried to not a takedown there, hit him to the body.
Body kick, look at that.
The body kick from his part. But I noticed that GSP's gassed. I had to stay down around 1, and he tried to do the same thing before, but I was ready to deny that takedown. And I'm racking up a lot of head damage here. This is not good to stay in this position. Tried to fake, go down again, denied.
Oh, that punch will count. Landed flush. That dirty boxing.
See, when I strike his head, I'm getting grapple advantage. It's easier for me to deny,
See the challenge
to deny all these
catching
transitions.
stride right now. The momentum is in his favor, and he is starting to dominate this fight.
Dominant indeed.
So we have crossed the midpoint in this
I don't know why he ran at me. I can tell because of that animation that I saw. Look, you see that? GSP's getting a little bit slower.
How about that
I'm
chin?
going to target that liver. Ever so slightly. I'm just going to target the body.
Combination of strikes there by Hulk. And he connects there. Oh!
Head kick hits the shoulder there. Fine by me. But he's slowing down.
Minutes now to go.
Block that strike. Another body kick to the liver.
Lands a nice one, too.
Delayed that body shot with the hook. Hold the strike.
Big body shot, body. Oh!
Try to fire back to Sood. Body, head. And this fight is over. Gradually picked him apart with Uriah Hall. I knew I wasn't going to get out of him in 1 round. So the goal, I stuck to my game plan. Consistent strikes.
Yeah, Joe, just the
Gradually built the damage against that GSP chin.
here tonight. It's hard to land a
And
strike
started mixing up my pattern as the fight progressed. Based on what my opponent was doing.
They'll see the replay.
So far, doing pretty good against these high rated fighters.
Huge result and a huge win for that fighter
And some
here.
devastating finishes.
And another angle.
Jeez, that wasn't back flying. I wish it would have been a clean KO. Sometimes I don't like seeing the same animation over and over again. But, as you all know,
And he's out.
successful day. Unfavorable matchup series.
And there
Let
he
me
is,
know in the
our
comments if you
UFC
want me to use a
middleweight
specific
champion.
fighter for part 6.
What an outstanding
From round
knockout
17.
here to finish the
Like,
night.
share, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here.